I'll say this. I have 2 Facebook pages. One is my professional page. Katrina's on that list. I don't think Marion is, no. But I have people that are in NCLA on that page. I have library directors that are on that page. And then I have my personal page. I don't mix the two. Because my professional life is one thing. My personal life is something else. And I set my privacy filters. I don't want to see your vacation in Cancun. I don't want to see whatever. Be very careful. It's like I tell my 20-year-old daughter, when you put it out there, it's out there. And employers do go and look because you are going to be the face of our organization. And we want to know how that face is going to be perceived.
I'm a big social media person, and I never wanted to be on Twitter, but I had professional friends that said, oh, you really need to do this. And that has been the best professional learning tool for me. And anybody that I talk to about social media, I really wave the flag for Twitter. It's a great way to network with people. You'll have a chance to exchange ideas with people that you would never, ever rub shoulders with. And you can get great ideas. Like, I got 8 pages of notes here of tips and tricks from my professional network. And I just put something out there on Facebook and something on Twitter, and people responded because we're sort of in that community where people do want to share information and be supportive and problem solve together. So I would say if you're not doing social media, then you really need to think about doing it. And you should do it for professional purposes first. And if you want to do it for personal purposes, I would say be very cautious about letting your universes collide. You need to Google yourself on a regular basis because you'd be really surprised at what pops up and actually how many other people share your name too, which is kind of surprising. And it's sort of horrifying too to think that someone would Google you and find that other person that has the same name, but it's really not you. So it's important to do that. That's just a way, I think, of sort of protecting your digital identity, and you need to craft that and protect it, in my view. And I just think, we're information people. That is a way people get information. So if you're not familiar with that, if you're not using it, then you're just, that's one of those trends that you haven't really kept up with. You need to think about doing it.
Yeah, and do it carefully. I'm getting a lot of people who have applied for, and I think this advice exists out in the rest of the world, and I find it icky that when you apply for a job, you then try and go on LinkedIn and link with the hiring manager on LinkedIn. I don't like that.
That is icky.
I find it intrusive. Or even weirder, I've had people who've applied for jobs who's then tried to friend me on Facebook, who I've never met.
Yeah.
And so think about what you're doing. And we probably have friends in common. Library world is small. I went to Sills. I've had plenty of people who I'm already friends with on Facebook apply for jobs, and that's fine. I think our culture is that everybody's on Facebook, and it has gotten a little messy. So just think about what you put out there.
I just brought it up because I wanted to hear people talk about it. Because I felt I had a grad student who actually did Facebook on it. This was not for professional positions, for a graduate. And I felt icky, stalkerish, letting her do that on somebody we were considering hiring it for a temporary graduate position. But it happens, and and it's starting to be more and more. And now I'm not feeling quite as icky about it because more and more people are doing it. But so just be very careful about what's out there or what you point to. That we've gotten some applications with personal blogs attached to it where I don't want to see your opinion on these matters or anything like that. And then slight tangent. Don't send in your glamour shots with your application.
Oh God!
Have you gotten that really?
It's
I thought I was the only one. It's probably the same person. It was a glamour shot, and with the packet of stuff. I'm like, I don't want to see anything like that. So, so sorry, that was my tangent that I wanted to get in. I was like, thinking about the glamour shot issue.
Again, it seems like all of this information is out there, like no pictures, no birthday, no citizenship, and yet I still get applications with all of this stuff, or marital status, the number of kids. Like, do not put that on your
It
resume.
depends on where you are, because I know when I
Yeah.
apply overseas, they
Yes.
want a picture. They want your
Yes.
picture. Maybe not a glamour shot.
This was feather boa and
On your
everything.
CV.
No, it wasn't the same person. I look forward to that one.
Didn't mean to cut you off.
Class of applicants.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
want that, and some of them want to know, like, do you have a family? Because it kind of goes twofold. Like, okay, if you know, when I was working overseas, it's like, okay, if you have a family, you're probably going to be more invested and more likely to fulfill your contract. If you don't, you know, maybe it's an age thing. They're looking at age because after, I think if you're hitting 60, they pretty much kick you out of the country. So they want to know things like that.
And that's why we don't want to know. I don't want to know those things, because you can then come back and say, well, you didn't hire me because you knew that I was more than 40. And
Exactly.
so that's why you don't want any of that. And I know that there are different ways in different countries, but if you're applying to a big academic library in the United States, then you should tailor your application to applying to a big academic library in the United States.